Ben Makuch reporting for The Guardian April 28, 2025. Using fitness and sports as entry points into neo-Nazi ideologies, youth club chapters are proliferating across U.S. A national network of American neo-fascist fight clubs is endorsing youth-oriented offshoots aimed at grooming the next generation of racist activists. So-called active clubs have proliferated across the U.S. and are a combination of fitness and mixed martial arts groups that often espouse neo-Nazi and fascist ideologies, openly taking their historical cues from the Third Reich's obsession with machismo and European soccer hooliganism. Active clubs have emerged as perhaps the most dangerous form of far-right political organizing today. With links to other militant organizations, including Patriot Front, they encourage a seemingly mainstream version of masculinity, layered with ideologies promoting a U.S. race war and using the popularity of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC, as a gateway to recruiting. By all appearances, these youth clubs are proliferating. On Telegram alone, there are accounts showing nationwide chapters with photos of teens between the ages of 16 to 18 in Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, the New England states, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Iowa, Minnesota, Nebraska, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Michigan, among others. The chapters have close to 1,000 followers in total, and in some cases list the same recruitment contact, suggesting a certain level of national coordination and vetting, an important aspect of far-right recruiting done to prevent against police or anti-fascist infiltration. The network of active club's original founder, Robert Rundo, pleaded guilty in 2024 to conspiracy to riot at 2017 political rallies in California. During that period, he was the leader of the Rise Above movement, a violent neo-Nazi gang that promoted combat sports and physical assault of perceived enemies. 4 of its members were charged for their part in the infamous 2017 Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. Rundo and other members of the Active Clubs network made it clear in the past that they saw young men and boys as the next and important frontier for building the new American fascist movement. During the Third Reich, Adolf Hitler made it a staple of his regime to create the Hitler Youth Organization for minors to learn combat and survivalism skills under the guise of self-improvement and nationalist pride. Ever since, modern neo-fascists and Nazis like active clubs have always placed particular emphasis on securing the next generation of white supremacy. "You will grow up to be men," Hitler once said at one of his German rallies for his young acolytes.
So, as the far-right MMA scene continues to grow globally, what are mainstream MMA organizations actually doing to combat extremism?
If you really want to fight extremism, well, you have to actually fight it. You can't just react to the instances when they happen and claim they're just occasional.
And that's pretty much all the UFC or Bellator, the 2 main MMA promotions, have done to date. There have been several cases of fighters with links to the far-right MMA scene signing on for them.
Like Anastasia Yankova, who made her debut as a fighter for White Rex and is now signed to Bellator. Benjamin Brinzer, an alleged German neo-Nazi known for organizing rallies against refugees, who was signed in 2013. And Timo Voigt, another alleged far-right hooligan, who was signed in 2020.
Both Brinzer and Voigt had their offers quickly rescinded by the UFC. But how did it get this far?
The fact that the UFC parent company Zuffa and Strikeforce at the time allowed this to happen shows the extreme level of ignorance and incompetence when it comes to matters of racism and extremism in these sports. And unfortunately, from 2012 all the way to 2021, we still see these instances and matters still have not improved.
Meanwhile, back on the scene, Nikitin's formula shows no signs of losing its appeal. He and Rundo have even started their own podcast together, giving listeners guidance on how to set up their own white supremacist fight clubs.
I also thought, what would be the best way to promote the values of my brand? Strength, unity, fraternity, brotherhood, camaraderie. The best way to promote that would be to start an MMA tournament.
With MMA one of the most popular sports on the planet, all eyes are on the mainstream promoters to step up their game in tackling far-right extremism.